I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
Now, the agenda item requests for street closures, so you'll need to adjust your motion, Councilman Jimenez.
Okay.
Consideration action
To
to,
consideration and action to approve march with police escort.
okay. Did you get that, Monica? Okay. I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Jimenez. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Cantu. Any citizens' comments? If not, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. 5-0. Thank you so much.
Thank you, I appreciate you.
Moving on to item 4C, consideration action to terminate the interlocal agreement with the TML Intergovernmental Employee Benefits Pool Medical Insurance effective October 1st, 2018. We have Jason Talley and our city manager.
Good evening.
So once again, we went over this at our last budget meeting. And so what we're asking you to do is to officially change our benefits, our medical benefits. We're asking that we terminate our interlocal agreement with TML for employee benefits as directed, effective as of October 1, 2018.
Okay, Council, I know we discussed this in the budget meeting. This is the proper procedure. Councilwoman Cantu, did you have a question?
Yes, did you talk to the employees and the employees are happy?
The employees are happy that they're receiving Blue Cross Blue Shield, which hopefully you can improve on item E. Yes, ma'am.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Jimenez to terminate the interlocal agreement with the TML Intergovernmental Employee Benefits Pool Medical Insurance effective October 1st. Did I have a second on that?
Go ahead.
I have a second by Councilwoman Cantu. Any citizens' comments pertaining to this? Okay, if not, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. 5-0. Thank you. Moving on to item 4D, consideration action to terminate the current dental, select dental plan and VSP vision plan effective October 1st, 2018.
I move to,
Thank you.
I move to approve.
Any questions or
terminate,
comments? Any comments or questions before I take the motion? I think, again, this was another item for anybody in the audience that we covered in our budget workshop. So I have
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Cantu. I have a seconded by Councilman Jimenez. Any citizens' comments? If not, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you, 5-0. I'm moving on to item 4E, consideration and action to approve the Blue Cross Blue Shield Medical Plan MTB CP 808 BCBS Dental Plan and the BCBS Vision Plan effective October 1st. Mr. Talley and Henrietta, if you want to explain a little bit more about where we're going.
I mean, if we can just, and Councilman, I am so happy that we're going to do that. But what we want to explain is that Blue Cross Blue Shield, what we've done is bundle it together. Mr. Talley worked very hard with our representative. So now we're bundling our medical, dental, and vision together, all represented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. There is a small savings, but it is going to be able, but I think the benefits are there. And Mr. Talley worked very hard to put that together. I want to thank him. You have any comments, Mr. Talley?
Well, I'll just say that because we're bundling that allows for an additional 10% that we were able to get off the rates, which helps us tremendously. And these proposed plans were the proposed plan that we talked about that night moving forward. So that hasn't changed. These are just the plan numbers, and I wanted to be sure that they were listed in the agenda so there was no discrepancy.
It was a pleasant surprise to see the rates as good as they were for Blue Cross Blue Shield and for our employees. Any other questions from council members? Any council member?
I made a motion.
Okay. Yes.
So we're gonna go with the, they can choose, we're gonna go with the MTBE A808.
808.
And everything's gonna stay the same as we discussed during our
Yes, ma'am.
meetings?
Okay, I do have a motion on the floor by Councilman Jimenez. Do I have a second?
I'll Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Cantu. Any citizens' comments pertaining to the insurance? If not, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you, 5-0.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for all your work.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 4F, consideration action to approve Benny and Sons tree removal service. This goes to our city manager.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and City Council. All right, so following your workshop, we listened to some of your comments that we made, and we wanted to go out and get some prices rather than just do some estimates or guesstimates. And it was suggested that we look at a professional landscaping company to trim the trees in the cemetery. So we researched it. I contacted local service who's done some work for us before, and I toured the cemetery, and the mayor was nice enough to come out because we wanted to make sure we both had our vision and we can give it to him and express it to him. After we've done that, he came back with a price of $49,550. We asked him several different questions. His references are good. He is a professional tree trimmer, except for this is quite an intense. We also had him to look at Pecan Park, and he has given me a proposal for that, but it's separate from this. But I wanted to just bring this forward. Now, I spoke to our comptroller, and if we decide to go with this, it would deplete probably 99.9% of what we have in reserves. On average, we get somewhere between $10,000 to $12,000 a year in revenue from sales to the cemetery, but I wanted to bring it for you. As you know, my signature goes no more than $25,000, so I needed to bring to you. The threshold for bidding and going out for bids is $50,000. If you'd like for us to get more proposals, because I can do that and research at a different time, but I wanted to bring you what I had at first.
After looking at his proposal, I would recommend that we not table this and get some more information together, go back to the drawing board, because at this price, I don't think it would be prudent for the cemetery fund to be depleted like this. So I don't think that.
Can we budget
Seems pretty
more money
high also.
into it, or?
Well, and I would also personally like to see some more bids get in, some more proposals from other companies that might be able to work, that might be able to do it. I don't think that this is really the best time to trim trees. So I'd like to, if at all possible, if the council so agrees, to talk to other people who might have another idea and another proposal.
And Mayor, would you be willing to go into it again as we come to this other, because it was a different perspective, we want to be able to do that. Okay, just wanted to
But
check.
it's going to be up to the council.
One of the things that I know for sure is that whoever does the tree trimming is going to have to make sure that none of the limbs hit the tombs and break break any of the
Right.
monuments.
Right.
Because we'll be,
Right. Now, we did, almost 2 years ago, we did a trimming in there in-house. That went real well, but that did take about 2 weeks of our own staff. So there might be ways of doing,
And I want to commend you also, Ms. Henrietta, for trying to keep up not only one of the cemeteries, but all the cemeteries. Everything's looking really nice. So.
Well, we did make a major investment into our cemetery number 2 with the anticipation of cleaning it up, fencing it so that we can transfer it to hopefully the Greater Bethel Missionary Baptist Church. But we're looking at, I brought that to you before, and we'll be doing that hopefully in next fiscal year. But I just wanted to put it out there that that was a cost to that. He would do a pretty intensive job. I don't know if you want to go that much, if you want other proposals, but we have that it would deplete probably most of the fund, which we probably would want to do. So just wanted to let you know and inform you of that.
Councilman Ortiz had a comment.
Yes, Henrietta, hopefully from now on, whenever you get bids, you at least have a contract, so contracts can come before us. There was an issue like branches or trees dropping on some head tombs, so that way they can fix those issues. If anything goes wrong with their liabilities, so those loved ones won't come to us and try try to make us pay for that because we don't have any contracts? You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Actually, if he was awarded this job, he does have insurance in case of that. But because of the time constraint, now, I just want to remind everybody why I was looking so fast. One of the things, we've already put the sign out there to let people know that they have to make the changes. We're going to be enforcing the rules when they clean it up. We're going to have our crews go out there and clean it up. But if you wanted to have something in time for Peanut Festival, now would be the only time we can do it. I don't know about this season, because that's not my thing, but we wanted to make sure. But I wanted to give you a number, not one that we can pull from the sky. Can you do it for $36,000? He's saying this is what it is. And just looking at the proposal, Councilman Ortiz, actually most of it, the city would have to help haul those things off that saved a lot on the cost. And so it is up to you. We can look at it. Our guys are going to go out there and do an all hands on deck and do some things to the cemetery street and some other things and to clean up ourselves. But I wanted to bring that proposal forward to you.
Councilman Jones?
Trimming the trees this time of year would probably kill more trees than help it. This has to be done during the winter. We're going to try to do it right now to get it cleaned up by
That was a
Peanut
question
Festival.
that I asked. That was a question the mayor asked himself, and he's in his proposal and his walk around said this is the time of the year. So that was his opinion, but that's why I'm bringing it to the council.
Okay, and,
Did the tree trimmer said that that they could do it?
He said he could do it.
yeah, yes, he did. But my recommendation, which the council would have to, I'll take your opinions on it, is that we table this, maybe brainstorm with some ideas on how to clean up and get it ready for Peanut Festival, because it's hard for us to enforce the rules that are posted if it looks the way that it's been looking. So, if, with agreement, I'd like to look some more into some ideas. Councilman?
One of the things, back again, is it too late to put more money into the budget for that? You know, usually when you
Okay,
cut
so the
trees
cemetery-
or you do some major work to the cemetery is something that
I
you're not
think
going to do every
In the
2
budget,
weeks
Connie,
or every month. you
it's
know.
like $10,000 in the budget right now for maintenance. I know with revenue, we budgeted 10,000. So we budgeted 10,000, because usually we budget,
How much do we have now?
well, what you have is about $60,000 in reserves,
It's about 54,000.
$54,000 in reserve.
In reserves?
And then,
And
and then
how
the
much in budget?
$10,000 we plan on spending to maintain. So if you decide to do this, it would deplete your fund. And so that's what we're trying to tell you.
I understand that, but what I'm saying, do we have enough money to budget, allocate some more? We don't know what it's going to cost or whatever, but can we put more monies in the budget? Because when you do something major to a cemetery or do something like that, it's not like you're going to do it every year. It's just one time that you're going to do it probably, 5 or 10 years. You know?
You would have to take money from another fund, and that would have to be from the general fund, and that fund cannot withstand any additional cost to that.
So, this particular item, I would ask the council to table this
Yes,
particular
I
item.
understand
And
the
then-
agreement too, but I'm just seeing, what kind of funds we could get.
Right, and possibly,
something.
if the council would consider any ideas that you might have on maintaining the cemetery and what we could do, I think that would be greatly appreciated. On a daily basis, it gets a lot of traffic in there. And so, especially with a big activity like Peanut Festival, it would be nice to have it looking as sharp as possible.
Well, one of the things is that in all cemeteries, you cannot be messing with the monuments or trying to move them or something happens to them.
Right, no,
We're
no.
gonna be liable for them.
No, that wouldn't be part of
The
it.
liability in something like this is,
No, that wouldn't
It's
be
not
part
that
of it.
good.
That wouldn't be part of it, so. Any citizens' comments pertaining to the cemeteries?
I want to make a comment, Madam Mayor.
Okay.
I just want to tell the audience here and the public that we're having an issue with funding this year. Hopefully next year, it'll be a good year, a better year, that we be tight with our funds and that we save that as much as we can. People are struggling out there. I understand that. And I know where you're coming from, ma'am. But like I said, this year we overspent, so I'm not blaming here anybody, but we had a rough year. So we're having some issues, and we just have to move on and do our best that we can for the taxpayer and the public. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, if no other comments, I will entertain a motion by council.
I'll make a motion, we table this.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Nissen to table item 4F. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilman Johns. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. 5-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
And with no further business on the agenda, this meeting is now concluded at 6:46. Thank you so much. We'll see you Tuesday evening.